Okay. Hey everybody, what's up? I'm back, and I'm sorry about that because I found like new information. I found stuff that was literally just posted now, like 10 minutes ago, and so I was adjusting the stream for the new information that I saw, and I adjusted the thumbnail as well, so it took me a little extra time. I was almost gonna push back the stream, but I'm like, no, let me just get it started. But welcome, man. I hope you guys are doing good. No press conference today, if you didn't know by now. And there's a couple of things that I pulled up that we can talk about, some videos we can talk about, survival expert. I found some videos of the neighbors talking. Somebody even left me a comment today that she said she was a neighbor as well. So we're going to get into that. At the end of, once we're done going through everything, we can listen to the scanner at the end a little bit. But I was listening throughout the day. Not much action. At one point, there was like a rise in the scanner, like people were joining and stuff like that, but turned out to be like a nothing burger. And we're going to talk a little bit about last night too. Some more information came out about the person that was arrested, the other person. Now the choppers, I mean, I really haven't. Let's see what we got here. Oh, he's back. He is back. Kind of. Kentucky State Police making the rounds, I think. Where are we at here? This is London. And he's been zigzagging Somersault Road. There's some stuff actually we got to talk about with that regards to that Somersault Road. Because one of the locals that grew up out there gave me some information. Like, he sent me a video and he was showing me the map and kind of giving me a little bit of information about the trails out here, about this whole, even this specific area. We're going to talk about it in a bit. The 80 and 1956 Somersault Road, and the trail that runs through all of this. It runs into other states as well. The trail even runs from the area, I believe, where the shooting took place. It's like a trail. Now, the couple of times that we've looked at this in person with Google Earth, we took the trail that was like up here. This doesn't show it that great, but I can I mean, we're gonna get more into this later, but I can kind of show you. We took Google, this is the shooting. We took the Google Maps like up here, and there's a kind of a dead end. There's just like a log or tree in the road, so you can't really Google Maps further. But then there's like a trail that leads down here, and this thing goes down and down and down. Where's it go? Down, 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 right? And so Falls City Road, down, down, down. And then this was an off-roading area. It's closed now. So you could literally take this down here, Falls City here, down here. Now this is Somerset Road or 1956. This literally connects to the other town. Down here. And you can see these sheltowee trace. There's these trails as well, the 1956, and there's trails like throughout the woods. There's also the 80 here, and so this area that we're looking at. Okay, remember the fall draw 3D archery, and like this little area right here. The chopper tonight has kind of been somewhat in this area. This is what I just told you, the fall draw 3D archery. There's all these trails because they closed down a lot of the trails. Specific trails. They don't want people walking in them, maybe because they're searching for this guy. All right, now that's the chopper. So let's just go into a couple of clips that I pulled up for us to watch, and then we'll get into the neighbors and the survivor expert, his thoughts about the whole situation.
Police actually received a call from a woman who heard from Joseph Couch before the shooting on Saturday. And the woman claims Couch texted her saying he was, quote, going to kill a lot of people. Will try at least, end quote. Now, he sent a second text claiming he would end his life afterwards. Investigators say Couch fired gunshots on I-75 near London Saturday evening, hitting 5 drivers. Now, thankfully, they are all expected to survive. Now, the ATF and the FBI are working with Kentucky State Police and local sheriff's deputies to track down Couch. Those living in the area say the manhunt the past few days have had them all on edge. Take a listen.
Yeah, it was pretty scary, and it's still been scary, just like they're still looking for him and everything like that. Well, around here, it's a good possibility. Like there's caves and stuff like that, and a lot of people, if he knows the terrain, he'll be able to hide pretty good. But I got confidence in the police to hopefully find him.
Another clip here too. This is day 5, by the way, if you lost count. Day 5, the rewards did increase. I think it's 35,000 now.
Take moments after the shooting as people began to call 911. This all began just outside of London, Kentucky, where troopers are searching thousands of acres of the Daniel Boone National Forest. And WLWT News 5's Brian Hamrick is live in London. Brian, you went to Couch's home, his hometown. What did you find?
Yeah, Ashley, well, Couch lives in Woodbine. That's a small town about 20 minutes south of London, Kentucky, where we are now. We knocked on his door.
So, they knocked on his door? Huh?
Small town about 20 minutes south of London, Kentucky.
Hometown, what did you find?
Yeah, Ashley, well, Couch lives in Woodbine. That's a small town about 20 minutes south of London, Kentucky, where we are now. We knocked on his door, talked to his neighbors. People there tell us they're concerned he might come back, and now they have good reason to be on edge. The impact of the crime hit as fast as a bullet could travel from the thick woods to the roadway of I-75.
We just called you at mile marker 49, but we had to move up a mile. They're still shooting at, they just tried shooting at a motorcycle guy.
And the desperation could be heard in the calls to 911. A dozen cars hit, 5 people injured.
She's gushing blood, bad. Okay, and is she on the interstate with you?
Yeah.
49? Okay.
Well, the 49 on the northbound side here. She's gushing blood. I'm going to try something to stop this bleeding.
Investigators say Joseph Couch disappeared into the vast forest after he unleashed a flurry of bullets from a perch above 75 near London, Kentucky. We went to the last address listed for Couch outside of Woodbine. His neighbors tell us he lived there recently. Couch remains on the run, and his neighbors remain on edge.
I live in a wooded area and everything like that. It does kind of make you paranoid when your dogs start barking and everything like that. You never really know. I mean, he's from around this area, so I'm sure he knows some of the woods around here.
They're afraid to go. They're afraid they'll be next.
John Kaiser has a roadside flea market set up in Woodbine, just a couple of miles from where Couch lived. So concern is that if he's on the run, this might be a safe place to come back to.
Yeah.
Makes people here a little nervous.
Yeah. Or watching their back. They probably carrying guns.
In the area of the shooting, KSP still has a presence along 75, and exit 49 remains closed. As teams search for Couch, the community is looking for relief. Yeah, now no one answered when we knocked on Couch's door. Now, police say they did search his home. They did not say what they found. Reporting live, Brian Hammer.
All right. Keep going through these clips and ups. I thought this was a little interesting too, this lady here.
That it seems to be someone who just opened fire at people driving by.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Marky, and welcome back. You know, I think really this indicates that this is sort of this lone shooter idea that police are talking about, and that they did find his vehicle on the side of the road. And in that vehicle, they probably would have found evidence of someone else as well. They've probably been able to tell, too, based on the trajectory of the bullets and the amount of rounds that were expired as a result, whether or not there were multiple individuals involved. So I do believe that this is probably one person. I also believe that this is probably not road rage because of where they believe he was shooting from. He got out of the vehicle, walked out, and then started randomly targeting vehicles. And I think that's really scary to people. A lot of times we know that there's a motive. We can sort of explain it away, know that it won't happen to us.
Yeah, and horrific that he still hasn't been caught, and a whole community that's now on edge. You know, it seems the biggest challenge that search crews are facing right now is all this rocky, unforgiving terrain. So much so that police temporarily called off search efforts when the sun went down. How significant of a setback is it when law enforcement can't search for this dangerous suspect at night?
That's a massive setback. I also know that they're deploying drones as well, and they're trying to use us at night with infrared capabilities, but they have really been thwarted by the dense foliage in the area as well. So they've got the rocky terrain, coupled with the dense foliage. When I flew drones in Afghanistan, we had rocky terrain, but not dense foliage. So we could go over there at night with thermal capabilities. So they are really losing 12 hours, quite frankly, in terms of him getting a head start. And that is very, very detrimental to the investigation. This is the Daniel Boone National Forest. It is very unforgiving terrain.
Yeah. Just a couple seconds left, Tracy. Your advice to people who've been told, be on lockdown, be vigilant. What should people in that area keep in mind?
All right, we're going to keep going to the next ones, and we're going to get to the neighbors soon. Let me just see, because I'm hearing now, okay, we got the Kentucky State Police, and also there's a military helicopter, I guess, just flying through, maybe, I'm not sure. But this one here, so the place, and by the way, if you guys could hit the like button, I'd appreciate that. Help me out with the algorithm. Or share the video too. This area here, this is the shooting, and this is a bit north of where the shooting took place. Looks like it's not updating again. Sometimes it does that. It goes in and out. This person earlier today posted that Kentucky State Police moved northward, pinned into another area location 2 to 3 miles from the original site off of exit 49. So he's saying they moved up a little bit north, which seems to be the case here. There, it's updating again. I think this chopper might just be passing through. And earlier today as well, when I was checking out when I was using ADS, the Globe one, I did see, and somebody DM'd me, it looked like it was drones, because there was these flying aircraft, but it had no call sign. It'd come in and out, and I think the drones maybe were actually popping up on the radar, in and out type of thing. So this is Kentucky State Police right here, kind of circling around. They think he's still in the same area. All right, this is live right now. This one, I wanted to show this part here. This is one of the people recounting.
Despite
we were okay.
Matt Lorimer and his wife were driving down I-75 Saturday evening near exit 49 when he heard loud pops coming from outside the car.
We were like, what is going on? And it was that loud.
Lorimer says he soon found out those loud pops were gunfire. He heard what sounded like roughly a dozen shots.
We've driven through there 1,000 times. We have friends that when they go through Laurel County, they turn off on that exit. They drive through there all the time. So our mind didn't immediately go to, hey, someone's trying to shoot at us.
Kentucky State Police confirmed suspected gunman Joseph Couch opened fire at drivers passing by on I-75, injuring 5 people and damaging about a dozen cars. But Lorimer and his wife made it out without even a scrape.
We believe it's a miracle. To hear that much gunfire, to hear the thuds all around us, and not one, we looked over the car, we could not find a bullet hole.
Lorimer says the situation has made him realize how much life can change in an instant, and how grateful he is to still be alive.
To be right there in the middle of it and not to have anything, we feel very blessed.
And Lorimer says he's remaining hopeful.
All right. This is something this came out an hour ago, and it looks like they spoke to somebody, the U.S. Forest Service, about closing the trails. We're going to get more into the trails a little bit later.
We're starting at 6 with our coverage. It's WHA about that in just a second. But right here tonight, law enforcement officials have been searching the Daniel Boone National Forest for 5 days now. They still haven't found the man who they say opened fire on I-75 in southeastern Kentucky Saturday night. Once again, this is the man they're looking for, 32-year-old Joseph Couch, who lives not far from what was the shooting zone. Kentucky State Police say he randomly shot several vehicles Saturday evening with an AR-15, injuring 5 motorists, some of them badly hurt. WHS 11's Ian Hart.
Overhead.
Chopper.
To the 3rd day of silent closed schools. The manhunt is still underway for Joseph Couch.
If I had to sum it up in one word, it would be fear.
Laurel County Judge Executive David Westerfield called a state of emergency Monday morning, bringing state and federal law enforcement into the small community.
The National Guard has not been here yet, but I'm thinking that here shortly, if this don't get resolved, then they'll be coming in to help as well.
However, Westerfield said that's ultimately KSP's decision. They've yet to expand their already vast search area, thousands of acres. The U.S. Forest Service closed several parts of Sheltowee Trail, including...
Oh, that's how you say it. Sheltowee. Sheltowee. Okay.
The U.S. Forest Service closed several parts of Sheltowee Trail, including this one near Daniel Boone National Forest. KSP still believes Couch is out here somewhere. This stretches miles all the way over to...
Exodus, no problem. And let me ask you guys, let's do a little quick poll. Do you think this guy is still in the area, and that's the area they're searching? Is Couch still in the area? Couch. And what I mean by area is that the vicinity that they've been searching, right by the close to the where the shooting took place. Somebody had left me a comment earlier today. Let's see if I can share it. Did I lose it? Oh man, it disappeared. I hate when that happens. What? All right, I guess it's gone. Oh, you know what? Let me download it again. Left me a comment. I thought it was kind of funny, but I don't know. Let me see if I can share it. Did you see? They're talking about gunshots getting people inside a church in a command post. Okay. Here it is. This guy left me from the shooter from last night. This guy left me a comment this morning. He said, Couch's cousin named Reggie Recliner, he did it. I thought it was kind of funny from last night.
To exit 49, where it all began. Court documents from the Laurel County Sheriff's investigation into the I-75 shooting on Saturday accused Couch of firing down at cars from a ledge bordering the forest overlooking the interstate. Less than 30 minutes before, the sheriff's office received a tip about a text Couch sent saying he would...
There it is. He advised he was going to kill a lot of people. Pursuant, Detective Elbert initiated an emergency cell site tracker on the cell phone of Joseph Couch. The first location was received at 6:53 p.m. and placed the phone within 2,500 meters of the cellular tower on exit 49. During the investigation at the scene, approximately 7:55 p.m., officers located a Toyota CHR bearing KY Kentucky registration on Cromer Ridge. We've been talking about this the last couple of days. The Cromer Ridge area. In case you don't know, you should know by now as much as we've been covering this, but if you don't or forgot, I had a really good picture that somebody sent me the other day. Hope I still have it here. Of Cromer Ridge. Apparently it's gone. Got too many files here. Let's see if I tweet it. It's the part where the water towers, like that whole area the water towers at. Let's see if I tweeted this the other day. Here it is. I tweeted it. I was sent this. Cromer Ridge is this area here, in case you're not sure. The shooting took place over here by the road, close to the exit. The water tower is like right here. It's believed he parked his vehicle around here somewhere. Okay, Cromer Ridge is this like area here. So, confirmed the vehicle was registered to Joseph at approximately 8:41 p.m. on September 7, 2024. Cade Robinson from Center Target Firearms in London informed law enforcement that Joseph bought an AR-15 with a hollow sun sight mounted, and it had 1,000 rounds of ammunition. On September 8, 2024, Couch paid $2,914 for the entire sale. The affiant Detective James Royal and Detective Robert Reed examined 4 vehicles on scene. All the vehicles appear to have been shot from a steep angle. In the affiant's training and experience, the bullet holes were consistent with .223 and 5.56 millimeter. And on September 8th, At approximately 1:30 a.m., the affiant and other officers interviewed Sarah Mills. Mills provided the affiant with a screenshot of the text message that he's going to kill a lot of people, at least try, and then sent another text saying he'll off himself after. The message was determined to have been sent at 5:03 p.m. on September 7th. Okay. So, okay. So he literally texted a little bit before. When did the shooting take place? What time? Because at 6:53 was the first location received. And at 5:03, he sent a text message. Okay. September 8th, law enforcement conducted a search of the area adjacent to the location of the vehicle. Found the vehicle was found with the view of I-75. Officers discovered a green Army-style duffel bag, several magazines of the ammunition, several spent shell casings, a short distance from the discovery. Located the AR-15. Okay.
Quote, kill a lot of people. An hour later, officers recovered a vehicle registered to Couch near the shooting. By 8:41 that night, Senator...
All right, so we got that down. Chopper still in the area. Gonna keep checking. I'm gonna get through all the information that I have, and then we'll listen to the scanner. And I do want to go through some of the trails and stuff too to show you guys. This is literally what I was just talking about. This area that a local that grew up out there was telling me about, because I mean, he could have, the day of the shooting, I don't know how much time he had. He could have walked down these trails. I don't know if he had a bicycle or a bike or a motorcycle, but probably not. The person I spoke to today told me that it took 15 to 20 minutes from, let's see, from down here, Somersault Road, to go up on a dirt bike, to go all the way up to come out where the shooting took place. It took 10 to 15 minutes. But walking, he told me it could take hours or days. So, I mean, I don't know if he would have been able to walk throughout the path and got to these main roads here and hightailed it. Where the chopper is actually searching right now is this area right here that I told you to. This is the Sheltowe Trail that they've closed off some of these trails. So if you look here, the chopper's like kind of in this area. All right. Okay, so let's keep moving. Let's talk about the survival expert. He had some opinions. He believes that Joseph Couch could survive a very long time out there in the wilderness. Survival expert Creek Stewart spoke to Newsweek about the conditions Couch is facing in the wilderness. If I were to pick a spot and time of the year to evade authorities, it would be right now in the eastern woodlands of Kentucky. Randall Whittle, the mayor, had a simple message for Couch: you can run, but you can't hide. But he actually is hiding. But you know. Stewart explains several factors that make conditions in this location optimal during this time of year. He doesn't really need a shelter because it's nice and warm. Even at night, there's plenty of water in the eastern woodlands. There's plenty of food in the eastern woodlands this time of year. There's plenty of nuts, nutritious nuts, and seeds and acorns, and even several fruits ripening. Perfect time to run in the woods, I guess. There are many roots and kinds of wild edible plants that can be eaten as vegetables that are available this time of year. Really easy food items that require very little skills would be crayfish and small critters like frogs, bullfrogs, and snakes. Those things are very easy to catch and plentiful in those areas. I don't know if Couch is watching. Maybe he's taking some notes from this guy. While there are factors that work in Couch's favor, he still faces some significant risks. According to Stewart, if he has a fire, he might be boiling water, but my gut tells me he's just drinking water out of open water sources, which could lead to waterborne illness, like Giardia, I don't know what this is. Giardia cypripodium. Let's find out. Giardia. I got that Giardia today, man. That shit sucks. It's a parasite that lives in the small intestines of the humans and animals, causing a condition called giardiasis, diarrhea, gas, smelly, greasy stool that may float, stomach cramps and pain, upset stomach and nausea, dehydration. It can be spread through contaminated water, like lakes, pools, contaminated food, contaminated surface, poop. Usually symptoms begin 1 to 2 weeks after the infection and last to 2 to 3 weeks. Some people have long-term symptoms that can last for years. So that's just one of the things you could get out there.
Giardia.
Giardia. All right, I like that. Giardia. I'll never say that. I have to use that word again probably, but. And then it's all the cryptosporidium. See that?
Cryptosporidium.
Cryptosporidium. So let's see what that does. Okay, it's a microscopic parasite that causes a disease that primarily causes watery diarrhea. The parasite can be found in water, soil, food, or surfaces that have been contaminated with infected feces. The most common cause of this illness is recreational water, it says. It's also considered one of the riskiest opportunistic infections for people with weakened immune systems, such as those with HIV. It can cause diarrhea, abdominal cramping, nausea, vomiting, fatigue, weight loss, low-grade fever. Symptoms usually start within 2 to 10 days. Okay. If he's still alive, and by the way, let's see, is Couch still in the area? Well, we always got the 50-50 vote. 48% say yes, 54% say no. Okay. So he could get this stuff. I would say from survival perspective, that's probably his greatest risk. If he's not boiling water, he could potentially get sick within a few days, and that can be fatal in the wilderness if you don't get medical attention. He said another medical issue is sustaining an injury while in the wilderness. It makes everything more difficult and slower to begin with, but the real threat is infection. So in that area, in these temperatures, without antibiotics and without the means to really clean wounds, if it's an open wound or fracture, that infection can set within a matter of days, and that can be absolutely fatal. Stewart also explained the difficulties officials are facing as they attempt to search heavily wooded areas. Yeah. Kentucky in particular is notorious for its dense, deciduous forests, very dense vegetation, but that is also combined with incredibly varied strains. I don't know what I'm saying. Terrain. We got foothills, we got cliffs, we got valleys, we got a lot of rivers and streams. Stewart said it is likely that the suspect is remaining in one area. It's going to be very difficult for him to travel, just as it is for them to travel and search. My gut feeling is that he's holed up in an area that is close to water because that's his number one survival need right now. That's an interesting point. 2. They should probably search the waterways. Where's the chopper going? Is he heading somewhere else now? Is he going back to refuel? London. Let's see the ADS. You can see the whole flight path it's been doing. Kind of all over the place. Kentucky State Police. All right, so that's the mayor. He said there's a lot of misinformation. I became the middle person just trying to put out the right information. Okay. That's good. All right, let's get to the neighbors now, right? Let's get to the neighbors. I think that's what we're doing here, right? We're doing neighbors here? Yeah. We're going to get to the reports, and then we're going to get to the videos. So let's do this first.
This is not the first time Joseph Couch has been accused of threatening people with a gun. He faced a previous misdemeanor charge of terroristic threatening in the third degree in Knox County.
Yeah, so the case was later dismissed, and those fighting for a bipartisan gun control bill believe that Saturday's shooting could have
Well, this is not the first time Joseph Couch has been accused of threatening people with a gun. He faced a previous misdemeanor charge of terroristic threatening in the third degree in Knox County.
Yeah, so the case was later dismissed, and those fighting for a bipartisan gun control bill believe that Saturday's shooting could have potentially been prevented. The warrant from Knox County says a man accused Joseph Couch of threatening to kill him with an AR rifle after he confronted Couch about throwing a rock at his dog. Couch was charged with terroristic threatening, but the case was dismissed earlier this year when the victim failed to appear in court.
He is the perfect example for why we need crisis aversion and rights retention.
Whitney Austin survived the 2018 mass shooting at the Fifth Third Center right here in Cincinnati. She's advocating for a bipartisan bill in Kentucky called the Crisis Aversion and Rights Retention Act, better known as CAR. It allows for the temporary transfer of firearms away from people on the brink of crisis. She says if CAR had been enacted, law enforcement could have taken this information of a threat to a judge for a civil order.
And if the judge determines that we do have enough evidence this person is an imminent risk, then the order is issued.
The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says Couch legally purchased the AR-15 used on Saturday, hours before he opened fire on 75. Whitney Austin adds under a CAR order, a person can't purchase a new firearm.
When he would have showed up Saturday morning to purchase that firearm, he would have been on the no purchase list and he would have been denied.
According to an affidavit, Couch sent a text message before the shootings along 75 saying, I'm going to kill.
Okay, so the neighbors. Now, before I start this neighbor thing, just a reminder that Couch's mother was snapping on people. I don't know if you guys remember, but Couch's mama was snapping. Couch's mama said this, okay? No threats to his family or son. He has PTSD and had a mental breakdown. Anyone who knows him knows this is not like him. He had a terroristic threat charge for threatening to kill his neighbor's dog for trying to bite his son. Neighbor said that's not true. The neighbor said that Couch was throwing rocks or something. He went and confronted him and he threatened to kill him or kill the dog or whatever. His neighbor wouldn't even go to court and it was supposed to be dropped. So mama was snapping. Let's just do the videos first. Let's do that.
I was standing in the street, probably about 3 foot back this side of the trash can in the street, talking to the gentleman. Why he hit the dog with a rock. Next thing I know, he's like, says a few curse words, goes in, comes back out, and he's got an AR-15 pointed in mine and my daughter's direction.
He was pointing, you said that you heard him.
Yeah, he loaded it. When he come out the door, he loaded it.
He loaded the AR-15?
Yes. He chambered around when he come out the door and pointed the rifle in our direction. It was loaded. I know, I have one. I know what it sounds like when you rack off a round. I was like, okay, I got to step away from this because I've got a child standing behind me. So I just put my hands up and me and my daughter just walked away.
Given that incident, you filed a report.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they should have taken action at that point?
I do. Yeah.
What do you think should have happened?
I mean, they should have confiscated him. They should have confiscated his weapons till it went to a court. Had a hearing, whatever, but they dismissed it because they never notified me of a court date. Let him keep his firearms.
You think that was wrong?
No, it was definitely wrong. I was never notified. They heard his side of the story, which.
He's saying, the neighbor's saying, because the mother was like, oh, well, he didn't show up and whatever, they got dismissed. But the neighbor's saying that he didn't know about the court date, and that's why he wasn't there, so the case got dismissed. That's what he's saying.
But, it went to a court, had a hearing, whatever, but they dismissed it because they never notified me of a court date. Let him keep his firearms.
You think that was wrong?
No, it was definitely wrong. I was never notified. They heard his side of the story, which was his side of the story. They never heard my side of the story.
And as a gun owner, you think at that point, when he was threatening people with weapons, they should have taken action?
Yeah. They got, the law got called on him and everything else, but nothing. I mean, nothing was done. Slap on the wrist and on his merry way.
Me and the guy was over here.
And I think this is another neighbor. The whole neighborhood's coming out. Let's see.
Wrist and on his merry way.
Me and the guy was over here. We was over in my yard, and he come out the road and he said, I'm gonna call law on y'all.
You notice that that they have captions for the people, burned in captions to the video.
I said, for what? And he didn't say nothing else to me at the minute. At the moment, he looked at Big, and I called him Big, and he said, you come through my yard. He said, you going to jail. I said, he didn't come through your yard. I said, we picked him up over in my truck. And he went back in his house, and he come back out, and he pointed that rifle, and he said, I'll just kill you. I said, well, you go right ahead, and your ass go to jail. And
he pointed a gun at you.
Yeah, and then he put it up on his shoulder like he was marching. And he marched around his house about 50 times in a circle. This spring, me and him got along great. Great. I let him borrow my lawnmower a couple times, and he finally got him a riding lawnmower, but I let him borrow my lawnmower a couple times, and I didn't know what to think when he brought that rifle up, to be honest with you. It kind of shocked me in a way. When you talk to him, he's out there. He's out there right now. He's out there. I don't think if I would have known what I know now, there ain't no damn way I would have.
You would have called police.
Yeah, I would have.
So that video just came out, I think like an hour ago or something. I was like, oh, snap. So at least 2 neighbors are saying that they've had guns pointed at them and threatened to kill. I found another video too. Wait, is it this one? It's this one. Okay, yeah, this one's another. I don't know if it's the same neighbor or what, but this is another interview.
Who is the subject of the manhunt in southern Kentucky did serve some time in jail earlier this year. Joseph Couch was arrested after his neighbor swore out a warrant against him. That neighbor says it was over a threat, and he's talking to us about what took place. WKYT's Phil Pendleton spoke to him and has more.
A Knox County man says he had no trouble with Joseph Couch when he moved into his home in the Gray community a few years ago.
He was a very quiet person. Like I said, up until this past February, you know, he did socialize with us. You know, he would say hi. He would let his son come over here.
The neighbor who wanted his identity concealed says something changed in February of this year. He says Couch threw a rock at his dog and got upset when confronted about it.
Next thing I know, the man goes in his house, comes back out, and me and my 9-year-old are staring at a man with an AR pointed at us and said the next time that he would shoot us and the dog.
The warrant does not state the weapon was pointed at them, and a Knox County deputy says the charges would have been different had it stated that. Regardless, Couch was arrested and did serve some time in jail.
Even after the threatening to shoot me an incident and everything else, I still tried to make peace with him.
Couch's neighbor tells us that this dog was injured during the incident. He says that the dog was then found dead several days later, found in a fence row. He said,
"Oh, so we talked about that last night too. Yo, Couch is a nut job. Nut job. The dog was found dead later. We talked about that."
Threatening to shoot me an incident and everything else, I still tried to make peace with him.
Couch's neighbor tells us that this dog was injured during the incident. He says that the dog was then found dead several days later, found in a fence row. He says he's not sure if the dog died the result of the rock throwing incident or if something else happened. The neighbor says Couch's behavior had been odd over the past few months leading up to the situation that happened Saturday on the interstate.
I can't even speculate why he did what he did or what pushed him to do what he did.
He says it's simply a very unfortunate situation for everyone and feels for Couch's family as well, who've had to deal with all of this. In Knox County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Officials said the terroristic threatening charges were later dropped because the victim did not appear in court, but the neighbor tells us he was never made aware of a court date to come to.
So that's the neighbor's story and account. Charges were dropped. They dismissed it. They never notified me. Following the incident, he said 3 family dogs. He's 3 family dogs found dead. Holy. Damn, bro. 3 dogs? Some people go to war for that shit. Oh, Fluffy's dead. Oh, Chewy's dead. Oh, Lanny's dead. Some people go to war for that shit. This guy probably had this. I mean, this has probably honestly been a long time coming. Long time coming. Now, real quick, just to sidestep. I thought they said 1 dog. How do we get to 3 dogs, right? He said 3 family dogs were found dead on his property. Oh, 2 had been poisoned. That is, I mean, wow. I've heard of stories like that. People dealing with, like, I don't know, some crazy fucking neighbor, and they don't like their dog or pet, and then the next thing you know, their dog is dead. I feel like I've heard stories like that before. I'm trying to think of it. It makes me think of a story, but I don't know which story that was. Where some psycho poisoned somebody's dog. I don't know. Another neighbor, Donald Causey, that's the guy we just saw talking. He said that he had a good relationship with Couch until earlier this year when his demeanor appeared to change. Things escalated last week when Couch allegedly pulled a rifle on Causey for walking near the property. Damn. He went back into his house and came back out and pointed the rifle and said, "I'll just kill you." This spring we got along great. I let him borrow my lawnmower a couple of times, adding that something appeared to change, and Couch appeared to be struggling with his mental health. Same story, right? If you talk to him for 15 seconds, you can tell. At one point during their encounter, Causey said he went to de-escalate things, but Couch came back with a rifle. He put it up on his shoulder like he was marching. 10, look, oh, look. And he went around his house about 50 times in a circle, bro. If I see something like that, I don't know, man. I would be flags everywhere. Flags everywhere, man. I'm over here with an AR-15, just marching around, walking in circles and shit. Hit, hut, 10, hut. Bruh. This guy was a problem in the neighborhood. Pointing guns at kids, allegedly killing dogs, threatening to kill people. Oh, man. Mamma mia. And yeah, so the reward money went up $30,000 to $35,000. Crazy. I'll tell you, you ain't gonna let me, I said.
I was standing in the street, probably about 3 foot back this side of the trash can in the street, talking to the gentleman. Why he hit the dog with a rock. Next thing I know, he's like, says a few curse words, goes in, comes back out, and he's got an AR-15 pointed in mine and my daughter's direction.
He was pointing, you said that you heard him.
Yeah, he loaded it. When he come out the door, he loaded it.
He loaded the AR-15?
Yes. He chambered it around when he come out the door and pointed the rifle in our direction. It was loaded. I know, I have one. I know what it sounds like when you rack off a round. I was like, okay, I got to step away from this because I've got a child standing behind me. So I just put my hands up and me and my daughter just walked away.
Given that incident, you filed a report.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they should have taken action at that point?
I do. Yeah.
What do you think should have happened?
I mean, they should have confiscated him. They should have confiscated his weapons till it went to a court. Had a hearing, whatever, but they dismissed it because they never notified me of a court date. Let him keep his firearms.
You think that was wrong?
No, it was definitely wrong. I was never notified.
It wasn't right?
They heard his side of the story, which was his side of the story. They never heard my side of the story.
And as a gun owner, you think at that point, when he was threatening people with weapons, they should have taken action?
Yeah. They got the law got called on him and everything else, but nothing. I mean, nothing was done. Slap on the wrist and on his merry way.
Me and the guy was over here. We was over in my yard, and he come out the road, and he said, I'm gonna call law on y'all. I said, for what? And he He didn't say nothing else to me at the minute. At the moment, he looked at Big, and I called him Big, and he said, you come through my yard. He said, you going to jail. I said, he didn't come through your yard. I said, we picked him up over in my truck. And he went back in his house, and he come back out, and he pointed that rifle, and he said, I'll just kill you. I said, well, you go right ahead, and you'll have to go to jail. And
he pointed a gun at you?
Yeah, and then he put it up on his shoulder like he was marching. And he went around his house about 50 times in a circle.
Damn,
this spring, me and him got along great. Great. I let him borrow my lawnmower a couple times, and he finally got him a riding lawnmower, but I let him borrow my lawnmower a couple times, and I didn't know what to think when he brought that rifle up, to be honest with you. It kind of shocked me in a way. When you talk to him, he's out there. He's out there right now. He's out there.
Yeah.
I don't think if I would have known what I know now, there ain't no damn way I would have.
You would have called police?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, just a quick little update with regards to last night. So, there was that shooting at Horse Cave, the Horse Cave incident. They posted his picture. This was way earlier today. Nicholas Noyes, he's in custody, and shots fired at 8:30. There was a heavy police presence around the Love's truck stop just after 9 p.m. So he's locked up. There was no injuries. There's also a small little clip that I can play for you guys just to put an end on this chapter, this guy, I guess.
Several police agencies were in Hart County last night where a shooting investigation led officers on a search of an accused gunman. News 40 anchor Morgan Hoover brings us more.
Oh, really good point, Rover. Really, really, really good point. Thank you for the 5. So he already had an AR-15 when this happened. Then he brought another one that morning and 1,000 rounds. He is alive and armed. This proves it. I didn't even think about that. That's true. That is true. I wonder if they searched the house. I'm sorry. If they searched the house and found the gun.
From the scene.
Multiple agencies are currently investigating a shooting incident that happened in Horse Cave on Tuesday night. We know that officers were responding to a shots fired call at the Love's truck stop in Horse Cave. Now, we're told that the shooter then took off into a wooded area. That's what brings us here to the Southern Comfort RV Park. Now, Tuesday night, multiple agencies were still on the scene. We still don't know a lot of information, but we do know that the suspected shooter has been captured. He is in police custody right now. But as these officers continue to investigate, we'll continue to bring you the latest information both on air and online.
When this happened, then he bought another one that morning and 100 RDS. He is alive and armed. This proves it.
That's WNKY.com. Reporting in Horse Cave for
All right, so we're done with that. Put an end to that chapter. The reward money. Okay. Oh, one side thing too. I was wondering, where's all the psychics? Usually all the psychics come out and they predict and they know where the location's at and blah, blah, blah. And they're doing live streams and he's here, he's there, he's dead, he's alive. One little thing that I saw, it said psychic prediction. Kentucky shooter is underground in a survival shelter he built during the past 5 years. I don't know. All right, let's check out. Let's see, this chopper gone. I think he's gone. I'm going to put the scanner, but I wanted to show some of the trails, I think, a little bit. I mean, I kind of showed it earlier, but let me check the scanner out real quick. And, there's something I want to show you guys, too. Something I came across today. Laurel County.
That's 2121, got your 2123.
Oh.
10-4, thank you, dispatch.
The chopper went back to the airport. Chopper's back at the airport. Maybe refueling, maybe it'll come back out.
Go ahead. I think it's going to be 10-4 up here if you can hit the next question, please. 10-4.
Daniel. I didn't think about that too. That also explains why they found 2 different caliber rounds on scene and only 1 rifle. So the Sheltowe, if you call it that, Trace National Recreation Trail is nearly 290 miles across narrow bridges and deep ravines. The trail is open year-round. There's many other trails that link to the Sheltowe Trace. Some trails connections provide loops for a short day hike, while others offer opportunities for multiple days of recreational challenge. From north to south, the travel trails from Knobs region to Cumberland Plateau in southern and eastern Kentucky. Old homesteads, oil and gas wells, and logging tracks can be seen along the trail, representing the remnants of the past land uses. In 1979, the trail was officially dedicated as part of the Daniel Boone Forest System, trail system. Hiking is allowed on the entire trail. The terrain is mostly rugged, so be prepared. Cut. So you got bears, but it's black bears.
47, I'm getting a lot.
Let me stop this for now for a second. They got black bears in eastern Kentucky. People were asking about that. I believe it's only black bears out there, not like brown bears. So that's one thing. I don't think they say never feed a bear. Once bears learn to associate food with humans, they can become aggressive for another easy meal. Feeding bears is illegal. So I don't know if you can run into bears out there, but they say black bears are not really usually aggressive, right? Are black bears? I think it's the brown bears. Black bears. Doesn't mean they're not going to mess with you, though. Black bears can be dangerous, but attacks on humans are rare. I mean, they say the same thing about sharks, but let's see, brown bears. They both say, oh, they're safe. It's rarely an attack. I mean, not from what I've seen, but anyway. So yeah, you should supposed to have like your food stored, because that could be a problem with the bears. Never feed the bears. Reduce odors that attract bears. Store food and garbage at least 100 yards away from your campsite. So this is something that this guy would have to deal with if he's out there. Reduce the odors that attract bears. Never approach a bear. If a bear approaches you, make a lot of noise. Remain standing upright. Never lay down to play dead or turn your back. Yeah, you turn your back, you're done. About firewood, invasive pests such as the emerald ash borer can be introduced to this forest if you bring in firewood from another location. Help prevent the spread of invasive pests by using camp stoves and purchase firewood at your destination. Burn all firewood and completely extinguish the fire. All right. So the district that was the area that was closed off was the London district, and I think it was from. It says here from section.
How much
20?
does the hillbilly translator make for the new? No way, I understand it either. Thanks for the voodoo you do also at ICKEDNAT Purple Heart you also.
Thank you, Silverback. Appreciate that. Thank you for the 5. So they closed down section 20 through 20 and 26 and portions of section 21 to 25. So I just look at it as 20 to 26, kind of. This includes the Mecky Trail, Horse Lick, Rock Castle, Wildcat, Hawk Creek, Big Dog, and Laurel Lake. There's a couple places out there closed. Oh yeah, here we go. So these would be these sections here in the London district. There's a Cumberland district and there's a Stearns district. Okay. And the London district, I guess it's this side here. London. Oh no, the pink. Maybe it's the pink. It says, well, we'll see. Cumberland, Moorhead. Here's the London district. London. So here's Livingston. Wildcat. This is all kind of like close to the... I'll show you here. Livingston. This is Livingston, what you're looking at. The shooting's right here. Wildcat. Wildcat. Then there's London. And these trails run all along the national park and through the state. I had a little map. Should have downloaded another one, but I had a map, but I don't know what I did with it. But yeah, the trail runs through the entire state. He could have taken a trail back. I mean, there's so many possibilities, but he could have taken a trail back here, and this one here splits. I mean, he could have gone further down here, but it also splits, as you can see here, and it goes down, 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 down. Falls City Road. And this is the off-roading place that was closed. He could continue down here. This is 1956. This road connects to the Somerset City or whatever, all the way, runs all the way. And also 80, the highway or whatever right there. I mean, there's so many possibilities. And these are these trails. Shadow Trace Trail. Let me show you something right here. Give you an example. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So if you go down here, make sure I don't miss it. There's an opening on the side of the road here. What this local told me. You see right here, this is actually a trail. Let me see if I go up one more. This is actually a trail. So that's like the sign right there. And this little, there's like a thing on the tree. And this part like goes down. This is that Shell Trace Trail. That's part of it. And the other side, you can keep walking. I forgot where he told me it's on this. So I mean, I don't think he would stay on the trail. I think somewhere around here it goes in there. I don't think he would stay on the trails, but initially when he escaped, he might have just ran down the trail. I don't know. It wouldn't be smart to be on the trails right now. But so yeah, Livingston. Wildcat. Here's London. This, I think the red line, I think is the Trace Trail running through, but then there's also multiple trails that connect to this place, right? So, let me see if I zoom in a little bit. Hazel Patch, Wildcat, London. So, they said, okay, again, they said 20 to 26, right? So in the London district, you can see the numbers here. I think this is it. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Some parts of it. They basically don't want people walking on that, which is kind of a popular trail, I think. They don't want people on there. I was looking into that earlier today and I ran into it. Thought it was kind of interesting. Another thing, I kind of want to play this video. I still have it. This one guy here. Highway 80 to Hawk Creek. Gotta find out where Hawk Creek is. So basically, the area this guy's showing, let me just show you on the map. And let me kind of like zoom out a bit. I'm going to try to find more videos in the future, but I just have to reference them with the map. But, okay, so just for reference, London's right here. The shooting's right here. I was talking about the trails that run through this whole London district. And this person, the video he's showing, Highway 80 and Hawk Creek, I guess in this area. So Hawk Creek. So to give an idea what he's kind of showing, get a little visual. Seems like there's a bridge there at some point too.
Shit made me really nervous when we walked across that.
I'm gonna bounce up and down.
So you're gonna bounce up and
Please
down.
don't.
Like that.
At least my nose will start running.
I mean, so there's plenty of water everywhere.
Talking to you last
The
time
question is, just like the survival expert is saying, is this guy actually boiling the water? You know? Lick Creek. Lick Creek. I thought that was one of the places they closed. Oh no, it's Horse Lick. They got Horse Lick was Horse Lick. Horse Lick was closed. Okay, not Lick Creek. Unless that's actually Horse Lick and they didn't do it. I'll go to Horse Lick. All right, let's do a little bit of the scanner again then, and I'll adjust myself.
1237.
34 98.
437.
Horse Lick.
1131.
London District. Let's see.
If you can copy, go ahead. County 10-6 office. 10-4-21.
Van Hooks. Ooh. Nothing much happening on the scanner. Okay, I was trying to find some more video. I was kind of learning a little bit about the area today, and Anonymous sent me 2 videos. Only got to watch one. Moorhead. There was this one unrelated story, but I just thought it was weird. In Kentucky, Lincoln man accused in son's murder. This guy killed. Where's his picture? Let's see. We'll see here.
Law enforcement in Lincoln County are investigating a murder that they say happened this afternoon. Officials of the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office say it happened near Highway 27 in the Halls Gap area. The coroner says Jack McNew Jr. was shot and killed. Deputies arrested Jack McNew Sr., his father, and charged him with murder and burglary. Officials say there is no threat to the public.
I see my show's picture.
65 break, I'm on 10-12.
Policeman admits to abusing children after drinking 18 shots. Wow. Kentucky news.
Madisonville police say a man admitted to abusing 2 children after drinking. Officers say they started investigating 31-year-old Eric King yesterday after finding severe bruising and bite marks on the 2 young children. Police say King admitted to causing the injuries to both children after drinking about 18.
280-6147. Break for name. Go ahead. Jessica Walker. She will just hold that for now. I'll advise you in a few minutes. 10-4. 10-8. There's traffic on Fort Road.
Praying for my through hike. 80 miles on shelter. I walk 80 miles.
Vote. 05. A call from Court Road saying they heard a single gunshot in the area, possibly from around Miller Lane.
Miller Lane, huh? Where's that at?
10-4. I'm past Center Fort Curve. 297 there. 2140.
Well, if they're talking about Kentucky, it's not far off.
11:45 on. 97 area here on Laurel Branch.
Well, I don't know, man. With this story, it's like, I don't know. They're gonna find this guy, and them not holding a press conference today. Obviously, they didn't have any new news. I wonder if this is gonna go cold, or is he deceased already? Everybody's searching. He's deceased. Duck shooter. We heard the 911 calls already. Oh, we covered that already. The dogs. A neighbor mentioned that 2 dogs are poisoned and the other one was killed. I guess he's saying that this guy, Couch, did it. Couch!
Go ahead. What's traffic on Pedestal?
Day 5.
There's a female dog raised cows on her property, and she wanted them removed. I did tell the caller there was nothing you could unit. I did advise y'all were on emergency calls, and if it was available, they'd go out there. But I did tell her multiple times that there was nothing you guys could do.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it. I just want to kind of update you guys. The scanner, it's kind of been dead. I listened to it throughout the day sometimes. I even fell asleep, actually. I took a nap for the first time in a while. Like I don't normally really nap during the day. And I was listening to the scanner. I fell asleep. I was out. So there was one time today that there was a little bit, but somewhat seemed like it was going to be something, and it was nothing. It seems like it's just a lot of kind of false hope or false, flags with the scanner audio. And being that there was no press conference, really no new information came out. Yeah, this chopper's been out a couple of times. Kentucky State Police, 1103. I might have to cover the Ohio thing, I guess, on the other channel. We're gonna have to dig into the Ohio and the animals thing. I've had a couple of people message me videos about it. More and more videos. But I am a city person, but I am liking. I live around. There's some farms around me. I live in a decent area. That's not all like. It's like a hybrid. But I went to visit a friend earlier this year, and it was nice. She lives in the sticks. I like it. I like quiet, less crowd. So, yeah, I guess that's it for tonight. Unless there's something pops off. Oh my God, they found him! I don't think they're gonna find him tonight, but or whatever. I'll jump back on. But if not, we'll see tomorrow if they do a press conference. And I don't know. Whenever new information comes, I'll try to update it, and then I guess maybe we'll start covering other stories as well. Oh, a practical contrarian. I was reading about that there is some comments. There's copperheads out there. Copperhead snake. Deaths from copperhead bites are extremely rare. Most can be treated in a medical room, but he's not going to have access to that. But copperheads are considered to be the most dangerous snake in many states because they are most likely to bite or be found near human dwellings. Couch got a lot to deal with. I forgot to share this as well. This lady left me a comment today, and this is another neighbor supposedly. She said, Couch is my neighbor. I also have a video of law enforcement searching his house for hours. The dog he was kicking and throwing rocks at was a Chihuahua. Our neighbor's little girl had to beg Joseph not to kill her daddy. And every time he's gotten into trouble, he's got a slap on the wrist. We've all had run-ins with him recently. He called police on my family for walking through his yard. Damn. Your email is jacked. Any other way to chat with you? I mean, you can DM me on Twitter. DM me on Twitter or DM me on Discord. DM me on Facebook if you want. I try to check it regularly when I can, but all right, guys, man, have a good night. Mel, that's all fake. It was debunked by the police in the other town. It was just the animal thing. I messaged her. I told her to hit me up, email me, but she hasn't emailed me. I should check my other email. It's a lie. Springfield's a small city in a rural county that was dying due to jobs and people leaving. Okay. Let me just check my other email real quick. I'm going to timestamp this video after too. All right, I guess that's it. So you guys have a good night. And by the way, apparently there's no chases happening because there's all these fires happening. They're happening, but the choppers aren't going because there's these fires happening in California, and I guess the fires take priority. I guess that's what it seems like. So if there's a chase, they're not leaving to the chase. All right, have a good night, guys. Take care. Hopefully we get an update tomorrow. Take care. Peace.